Antalya is on the Mediterranean coast in southwestern Turkey. It has a population of about 1 million. It was founded 150 BC, and it became part of the Roman Republic about 133 BC. It was a major city in the Byzantine Empire. Its greatest growth has been since 1970, when its population was 96,000. Our guide provided some insight into Antalya's tourism and sports economy.
I've been clever enough to build huge soccer stadiums next door. Not stadiums, but soccer fields. Not with the seating, because they are attracting European teams in January and February and March, when it's still mild, a little on the rainy side, but not that much rain that it keeps them from doing extras 3 days. They come for at least 3 weeks. So constantly the hotels are generating revenue, month in, month out. And then come the end of the very hot season, from mid-October onwards, they start receiving all these retired pensioners from Austria, Belgium, Holland, that are not necessarily coming here for the swimming and the sun, but coming for the quality of the resorts and the sightseeing in the ruins and taking walks. So most of the hotels are still full in the winter season as well. So it is one of the most important tourism regions of Turkey, Antalya and its coastline. And Antalya Airport is the second busiest airport in Turkey after Istanbul. As a matter of fact, this past summer, or 2010, there were 2 days when Antalya broke the record for Istanbul.
During World War II, Germany lost 5.7 million killed, both civilian and military. When their industrial development began after the war, there was a shortage of workers.
But at that time, Germany needed guest workers, not only from Turkey. In 1960, Germany was building its industry, and they actually imported workers from all of the southern European countries.
Our guide told us about his cousin and other Turks working in Germany.
He has a pension from the German government. Of course, he has full living permits there, and consequently, they are an example of the people with 2 kinds of passports. They have both passports. But I doubt if my cousin, the male cousin, has a Turkish passport. I figure not, because the moment he gets a Turkish passport, he has to come and serve the military service. No, I don't think it's compulsory in Germany. I think Germany has a professional army. But again, it's not my country and I don't really know. Becoming an issue. Alcoholism is not higher than lower or lower than the world average. It is at world average. We do have societies like Alcoholics Anonymous as well, sure. And so it is not a major issue like it is in Scandinavian countries, but it is world average, I would say. The impact of AIDS on Turkey and prevalence. Again, the percentage of AIDS prevalence in Turkey is at world levels, at the same percentage. See? About 15 to 20% of Turkey is Kurdish people. They are full Turkish citizens. More than half the total Kurdish population of the Turkish Republic lives in the western provinces of Turkey. Let me repeat that, it may not be too understandable. Turkey has 75 million inhabitants. The total number of those among the population who would call themselves ethnically Kurdish, because they would still call themselves Turkish citizens as a citizen of the Turkish Republic. Those who would call themselves ethnically Kurdish, we don't know the exact numbers because in our censuses, when the Turkish Republic carries out a census, there is no question as to the ethnicity of the citizen. Consequently, there is no official documented number telling us exactly the Turkish Republic has 22,592,000 people who would call themselves Kurds. Consequently, we have to rely on certain projections, certain scientific approaches, and depending on the different approach, their numbers are expected to be around 15 to 20 million. But even these numbers are questionable because there's no scientific proof. Consequently, if we accept that it's 15 million, that's still 20% of all of Turkey. As a matter of fact, of the Kurdish people who live in 4 countries, so I'll dwell on them a little bit, and sort of open it up in a couple of days. Of the Kurdish people who call themselves Kurds, they live in 4 countries of the world. They live in Iran. This bordering region of Turkey is full of Kurds. They live in Iraq. The north part of Iraq is full of Kurds. They live in Syria, in this corner, right at this corner. And the largest Kurdish population in the world is in Turkey. So, but of those, let's say 15 million Kurds, more than half have been living or have lived in the western provinces today as we speak. So more than half of those 15 million people are actually based in the western part of Turkey. Consequently, of the people you have been meeting in the hotels and the restaurants, the chances of having already met a Kurd is very, very high. Because they are not different from the ethnic Turks. They speak the same language, although they also speak Kurdish between one another, which is their mother tongue, which is totally unrelated to Turkish, which is like a derivative of Persian. It's related to an Indo-European language, and consequently they do have their mother tongue. On top of that, they have the official language, which is Turkish. But I'm going to stop there with the Kurdish issue just to give you an idea. However, one of these questions is about them, so let's read the question. Do the migrant workers' children attend school? Are they Kurdish speaking? It's a wonderful question. Many of these migrant workers, before their job is not finished yet, although legally, by law, all children should go to school for 8 years, compulsory education from 7 till 15. Although the government has this law, these kids sometimes have to stay with their families because they have to make a living, because they have to make this money. Consequently, they're defying the law. And the government knows this, and the government is taking certain actions to provide little schools for them in the little camps where they live, but not always. Consequently, these kids will go to school at least a month or 2 months late. Once the harvest is over, by mid-October, late October, it's already 1.5 months since the school has opened, so they are actually at a disadvantage because of the poverty of their families. And they are almost always Kurdish speaking because they come from the poorer, relatively poorer Kurdish regions, where they don't have as many factories, where the crops are not as